Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our weekly Ascension Angel Messages for January 13th through the 19th, 2025. So, as we start this reading, first of all, I'd like to thank everyone and welcome everyone to this new year, 2025. And anyone who's new to our Angelic Wisdom community, welcome to you as well. If you are by any chance looking for an angel reading with me, you can go to my current website, theangelschool.com /services. You'll find that in the description area beneath this video, as well as my PayPal me link if you'd like to donate to the channel. Also, this deck, I'm sure many of you may have seen the previous video for last week, and so I don't know much more about it. But it is called the Nemeth Tarot. They're sold out right now, so just in case you're interested in the deck, and I would look at some reviews and of the deck just to get a sense of it, if it's right for you. You'll see that it is it's a deck from Spain, but the language that is being used escapes me. So I recognize now, based on a little template she gave us of the suits as the main thing. And so I will make you aware of them as they come up. So let's take a deep breath and commune with your angels. And I'm seeing sort of a very new image in nature, underneath a very tall tree, a group of beings of light standing around what felt like a crystal pool. So it almost looked like a huge well, but it was of crystals and water inside. This sort of clear quartz crystal well. And it's a sense of right now of us gathering as a community of light around this week and really setting intentions that focus on love and bringing love into the world and into situations, and in prayers for peace for people everywhere. And it just reminds you of that your intentions and of your heart are like crystals, and in the sense that you can set intentions with your heart, emotional intentions that can prepare yourself and others to, and I'm just seeing the word messages, to have access to the clarity of messages that they might need. So just know that your intentions of these prayer intentions can be offered to the collective, right? And as people are praying or trying to connect to their inner light, their inner being, that this information is, or they wrote this voce, this voice of light is waiting for them at the moment that they give their soul permission to seek for those answers and solutions. Okay. And this is, they write, yes, this is the message that they want you to get. And this is what they really want you to focus. It's going to be very important in this week, that we don't allow ourselves to stray, to be distracted by anything that is going on outside of us. And this is the template of the test, the inner test that is going on within us. What's going on externally right now is the template for the inner test. So this outer test is just a reflection of your inner test. This year, again, they keep just reminding me about this 2025, and the numerology of that equaling to 9, the Hermit, and being a part of the world, but setting yourself apart from what is going on in the world, in terms of being a part of the world in a way that you align with your inner wisdom, your inner guidance, your inner light, and that love. And you set yourself apart from the distractions, the warring of the ego within you and outside of you, trying to pull you away from the potent power that you carry within. And that is love. And if you give your power away to it through your attention and intention, well, when you give away your attention, your intentions dissipate, or they are weakened. Their resolve is weakened. Goals and dreams and desires, they are weakened. And so you really have to focus on what it is that your heart truly desires, and not in some specific thing, but in a very general sense. What would give you joy? What would sustain your joy? And it's not that I'm saying what, but I should say, what are the things that give you joy, and what are the things that sustain your joy? Because there's many pathways to an intention such as joy. And it's about cultivating a garden of many wonderful and beautiful and blessed things and opportunities that cultivate joy, the intention of joy, and the expression, they write, of joy most profoundly. Let's not forget, it's also about the expression of it. It's not about just receiving it, but you expressing it, sharing it, spreading it everywhere. But that spreading it everywhere has to be just as powerful as you receiving it, and being intentional in what you are receiving, and very discriminatory about what you should not, or what's not important to receive. And that all is the attention part. That's all the attention part. if you can walk in this very intimate path with yourself, with your inner self, growing, having a clear intention that grows for you clarity of being and self and purpose, goals and passions and opportunities. If you can really focus on this, your light, your joy, or whatever it is that you choose, will expand and surround the globe of our planet and its consciousness. And this is where, and I'm seeing your I am presence stepping forward. This is where you have to understand just how powerful you are and how powerful love is. When you live in this way, you become angelic and your wings open and expand. And they can expand, their wings of light, and they can expand instantaneously as vast as any number of universes that you're willing to encompass. To encompass our world is no great feat with your wings of light. When true transformation of this magnitude happens within, you have the ability to affect peace on earth, joy on earth, love on earth, and oneness on earth, and ascension for the planet. But you can't get distracted in the bickering, in the name calling, in the bullying, the intimidation, the worrying, fear, the doubts. These things come up because of an inconsistent practice. And that is not in any way to judge you or to make you feel like you're not doing enough or not doing the right things. That's not why they're saying it. They just want you to understand it as just truth, facts. Our human sort of behavior or pattern is that we're very inconsistent because we're seeking. And they write. And as we're seeking, there's a gravity that goes with that seeking. And they write that there are gateways that gravity is like being drawn towards gateways. And every gateway is an opportunity of lessons and challenges and beauty and struggle that just opens you up for even greater potential of light power. Light contains knowledge and understanding and wisdom, truth, and clarity. And it's never turned off, even though you feel like it goes away or it goes off. It's never. But it's how we focus, that consistent focus. And it's really about the way you tell your story. And coming back to that. Because if your ego if you let your ego tell a story for you, and this is where you have to be clear about your attention and remembering your intention. If your intention is joy and you're in the midst of some really challenging things, you have to, with your inner light, your inner being, tell the story. Tell the story through an understanding of compassion and an understanding that everything that's happening, even though it doesn't feel like joy, it is leading you to a deeper well of joy. Because this is the intention that you're holding. That when you go through the lessons, that your joy will be even more secure. And you don't have to worry about how you feel in the moment. Nobody's saying, do not feel what you're feeling, because that's the only way to get to that place. But just keep a light fairy tale, if you will, that this is leading you to greater capacity for joy. It's leading to you, opening you up to abilities that are going to offer you opportunities. Versus they write resentment, that your ego, when it tells a story, fixates you upon, and then you get stuck in that. And it's like you're stuck in the ditch and you just keep pressing on the pedal, gas pedal, and the tire's just spinning. And you're just digging yourself in to the hole that you're already in, deeper and deeper. We know that we just wouldn't sit there and do that with our car wheel, right? Because we run out of gas and then wouldn't have any options. So we know when we're in fixes like this that we have to choose other options that are the opposite of what's digging us deeper. Even though we don't feel like it, even though we don't feel like we have any resources to help us with those other ways. And in those moments, we just have to surrender our pride of our ego, and we have to ask for help. And then that draws us back into that community of light again. And giving yourselves or the universe the opportunity to invite another member of the community of light into your life. And this happenstance brings you closer to that joy. It is a catalyst for it, for the joy, and it's also offering you an opportunity or a solution for your earthly happenstance, right? So your spiritual and your earthly happenstance are being nurtured and supported and helped, assisted in that moment. I hope this helps you understand why it's important to not get stuck in your ego's narrative for yourself or the world. Know that what you consider is crazy, depends on which side of the line you're on, it's happening for a reason on both sides. How it appears to both, and what that means is that there's a neutral zone a neutral ground in which there is commonality and there is sanity, free of judgment and full of compassion, light, wisdom, understanding, peace, clarity. And that these dueling sides, factions, are a catalyst for finding that neutral space. That if we focus on either side on a clear intention of light, we will be drawn, the gravity that they were talking about earlier will draw us towards each other in an expression of unity, ultimately. And all those who are the instigators will have to, their energy will fall away. It will become irrelevant, like a distant voice that just fades. And they can be what they are being, but it will have no impact because it was never love. It's the only power. It's the only power that has wings. Your ego, your fear does not have wings. And that is why you and I don't see them around each other. But our souls are angelic beings. And let's take a look at the archangel that we're working with this month. This week. I'm in a month mode. And it's Archangel Gabriel. And just take a moment to just focus on the image of the card. One, the pure white light. And the other, the diamond. And so as you tune into Archangel Gabriel, calling in his frequency of light and love, sense, feel, see his diamond white, pure, bright light. And his robes are flowing, and his wings are expanding. And his message is focus. He said, "Dear ones, focus." This is a huge opportunity. The word that wants to come is a huge challenge, but in that challenge, it's a huge opportunity for you. So don't be discouraged as you try to focus on your intention daily. I really ask you to pick an intention that you feel that will help you be grounded and centered in your goals. Because every day you're going to have different types of goals, right? And purpose that are clear or mapped out for you, and then ones that you're aspiring towards alongside. I mean, we're multi-dimensional, multi-focused, but with a clear intention behind all of that, you can keep drawing, gathering your power back to you, so that anything else that feels different than that intention, let's say joy, you have to surrender. Surrender everything in that moment. Let it all go in order to realign with, through joy, what it is you're trying to do. But surrender, when surrender comes, it's a big challenge in the moment, because you're fixated on trying to get that thing done the right way. And when nothing's working, you have to surrender, because the way you're thinking and what you're believing is this big boulder in the way. And it's just distorting your focus and about what your true intention is. You're on another intention. It's ego, and it's just fear. It's lack. It's limitation. It's insecurity, inferiority. So he really wants you to focus. He showed me these prison bars again that lead to this vast opening, and they disappear when you have a clear, your intention is diamond white and pure, being clear, crystal clear. I'm creating joy. I'm working for the joy of it. Nothing else matters. And if I'm doing something, if I'm doing this, I'm working for something, some other reason that is not aligned with joy, then I must surrender that thought, that intrusion of doubt, of fear. The message on the card says, shimmer with diamond light. And so, what they want you to do this week is call upon Archangel Gabriel to surround you in his pure white diamond light. His pure white cosmic diamond light. Now ask him right now to place this around you, and what you may feel, it immediately just pops off all negative energy. Just pops it off. It's extremely powerful, seventh dimensional protection. And Jesus appears, who is also carrying the pure white and sparks of gold Christ light. And Jesus is right now the bringer of cosmic love. And so when you work with Archangel Gabriel's cosmic diamond, a pure white light, Jesus will also come and merge with that light, bringing his pure white and gold Christ light to infuse your heart with the focus of love and to protect and enhance your attention, your focus, and desire and goals. And the last message on this card says, express your creativity. So in order to really express, you have to be clear about what you're receiving so that you're clearly expressing. And most times as creatives, we get very frustrated when we can't express. But go back to, what am I receiving right now? Am I focused through my intention? Joy. Am I having fun? Is my reason in this moment, has it shifted? Because if it's not fun, it did shift. If you think it hasn't, it had to have. And you got to take a moment to surrender the moment, surrender everything that you think that needs to happen, needs to be done, and get back in touch with that crystal clear intention. And calling upon Archangel Gabriel can help you do that with Jesus, to open your heart to cosmic love, to the fullness of love, and to with Archangel Gabriel to really focus on the purity of your desire, your intention, the crystalline intention, so that your intention is like a crystal that has the technology to amplify it, hold it and amplify it. All right, let's take a look at the first card. And these cards were laid down from right to left. So that sense of focusing inward, that really introspection, like the hermit, you're focused on your inner light. You're not focused on the lack of light or what other people's light is all about and what it's doing. No, just yours. What are you feeling? Where are you standing in alignment with your intention right now? Is it slightly off? Is it slightly, that's your only focus. Okay, so we have the four of, let me see, pause is wands. And notice doesn't look like it. This is a deck where it just it just looks. So let's look at this. So here we see sort of a family, and not a very usual family. We see, I don't know what to call this, but it's a family made up of different beings, right? Mermaid, and so this card, the four of wands, usually shows some type of celebration. And here you can see that this newborn is this focus for on blessings, right? The blessings, birth and new life, new opportunities. And the mermaid in the water around this, they're sitting underneath a tree. Very much like that sense that I saw. So this, you might think of this as like that community kind of card with the water image here. And you see mountains in the background. It looks like it, the sky has these patterns, but I think it is. Yeah, there's mountains in the background here. So there is this sense of being grounded in what gives you joy, being grounded in the fruition of your manifestations. And although it's not here it's the birth, right? So it's like the first stage of manifestation. And then there's a journey yet still to go, the further development of your desire. And this is a moment to take it all in. What new changes has your journey, the path of your passions, what has emerged for you? What has shifted? And we're not talking about the stuff outside of us, but inside. What new movement has arisen within your heart? And I would think that there's something representative in your life right now. And what I'm getting a sense of is that they really want you to take stock of what the relationship between that inner and that outer representation is, that represents this new movement, new reemergence of something, or the emergence of something. And it's about celebrating that prosperity, spiritually and on a physical level, but it's also making you aware that taking the time to do this is going to is also time to get more grounded. The number four, um, and think about the emperor. This is a time where to be aware of the ideas that are flowing and try to grab those things and put them to some kind of plan for yourself around that intention. So this gives you an opportunity. This acts as this initial stage of manifestation is like an opportunity to really grow your base here, to expand your base of whatever passion you're pursuing, whatever your goal, or what's the next steps here. But don't forget to really take stock of what has happened, because you don't want to miss that. Okay, here we have the Eight of Wands, pals. And you see there like the names like here, but I don't know who these people are and their stories. So there are stories associated with this, and she hasn't written a guidebook yet. But now, what we see here is this rainbow in the Eight of Powers. Usually we see these wands flying through the air, and she's carrying some goods on her back, and it makes you think of the Ten of Wands. But this is very interesting because with the rainbow, it's a sense of promise and also new gateways opening to you, new opportunities opening for you. The contrast of this is that she's got this, she's carrying something, she's working on something. So whatever it is that you might feel like you've been doing this, and you're still on this journey, and you're going somewhere. Maybe you haven't, there's a specific thing that you're going to be doing, but you may not be getting the message that this thing that you followed from your heart, this instinct, is going to be a promising opportunity for you. That this is going to maybe come in an unexpected way. You're just going on faith, but you didn't think that this was going to be the thing to do it. So you kind of, it looks like she's prepared, but it also doesn't look like she's prepared in her best way, right? Like she's not set herself up maybe in presentation to be for the day that today I'm going to go in there and this is going to happen. So what you want to think about is always presenting yourself, being ready, always being ready, and treating it like every opportunity could really be the one. And so you want to be always in your best mode of presentation to do it. So don't take this opportunity for granted. Okay? And so how here can you prepare yourself for that? Now you see that first stage of manifestation. And it seems as though now you need, part of that is going to be, okay, what is this going to look like? How do I prepare myself for that unexpected moment? But without fear, focusing on joy. Let that joy give you the perspective, be the doorway that opens up to you the manner in which to approach it. All right. Now this card and this card came off the top. And this is, isn't that interesting? Now, I pulled the card from the top of her deck, except for these two cards. I went 1, 2. But this is the Nine of Paws. So these two went together, and then I just cut the deck and pulled this one. Usually I cut each time and pull from the top. And so this is a 9. And this is giving some indication that you are going to have to really, oh, and that little heart doesn't belong on the card. It came in a package that a deck I ordered, and she put these hearts. I put them all over the table. I thought they were cute. And so here, one of the things here is usually it's just one person, standing up for this, holding this fort down. But here we have a community doing it together. And so this, gives you a sense of having, of not being alone, to remind you that you are not, that you have a team of light, and you will have a team, a community behind you, a community of like minds that will be there. It's sort of interesting. This could come in as in signs. So, like when I got my job, there were so many signs. Like, one of my coworkers is the niece of somebody I went to school with, an undergraduate. We were like suite mates. We lived in the same suite freshman year. There are all kinds of things like this that have happened, or people from my old job came and helped me. So there's this, and what I'm saying is that this card is not skipping over the fact that there are challenges that you're going to have to really, like we talked about this test of focus. Okay. And the test of focus is in one respect on the mundane level of everyday life, but it's on the spiritual, and on the spiritual, it affects the collective. We can't give in to fear. We're just not, this is 2025 and 2023, somewhere around about, so that period is when we would have completed our ascension, and shifting consciousness on the planet will be vastly different, in the sense that I think at least the way that people, the belief, the optimism, will have shifted, so that this would be more intense than it's ever been before. A peace that surpasses all understanding in the minds and the hearts of everyone. That we're not all just like, it seems like now that we're just letting our worst selves just, rear its ugly head all the time. But the idea here is that this is an important year for us to say no to those distractions, and to really develop a consistent practice with, I see what's happening, but I understand that this is leading us here, and that I wouldn't want any of this to be, but I have to embrace it in order to know that it's refining myself and the world, our relationship. It's helping, it's a catalyst for refining our relationship with one another, bringing us ultimately to a place where we will have unity, harmony, and peace. That will be the main staple and defining elements of our relationship. I'm never saying that we won't disagree, but I'm saying that we will know how. I'm not saying that the world will be perfect, but I'm saying that it will be imperfectly perfect. We will know how to move together, move forward together, without delays, as we've seen before, until at such time further down where these kind of complications just won't exist outwardly because everybody does the internal realignment, reaffirming of their intention, and it's crystal clear about how to create and express love without feeling oppressed by the judgment of, am I getting it right? Because that's actually what's causing all this chaos that we're witnessing right now. We all know love is just as strong and powerful within each and every one of us right now as it's ever been and always will be. It's the internal judgment, criticism that creates all this immoral, abusive insanity that we are projecting onto each other as if just punishing ourselves and everyone else for not having peace within, peace with and acceptance within ourselves. All right. And pull the card from the bottom of the deck. And this is the Page of Cups, the Page of Grails. And it's very interesting, this scene here. I don't know if the camera's going to focus, but I'm just focused on this Madonna, I think with child image here. And this altar, you can see there's, the cup of blood. It's interesting. He's laid out there. Doesn't seem very Page of Cups, right? But it seems that he has been in some kind of devotional prayer. He's in a solitary space where he can really deal and face with his own inner demons, right? And he came to a place of prayer and support and somehow passed out. So, and there, the cup there that is sitting there, this overflowing with wine or some kind of substance, it really does just give you that sense of blood, right? And just looking out the window, there's candles there. The candles holding intention, right? Intention of prayer to keep the space clear and sacred. And outside, you see that whatever he's going through right now, it's been emotionally really just wrestling with something. The statue stands, firm or still, unchanging through time, like God's love, right? The statue, isn't it interesting? The statue kind of represents that eternalness. And we are the changing thing, going up and down and through things. And out there, we see a path, and we see a sunrise or a sunset. It either means that the things are going to be different soon, or that this moment, it too shall pass, right? And so that test that we're going through right now, that we will be going through, the Page of Emotions is someone, in this card, is really shown as someone who is struggling to deal with their emotions. This card shows very immature, emotional being trying to grapple with the circumstances of life because he feels so much deeply and can often be overwhelmed by it. And so he goes to this grotto or whatever you want to call it, chapel, to get away, to find peace and inner solace. So the message is really here for us to keep looking, seeking that inner place of solace within the self, to not let the emotions, this is sort of the bottom line of the week, don't let your emotions carry you away. Don't get carried away in the emotions of this sea of emotions that are all around you. Really coming back to Archangel Gabriel and with Jesus, surround yourself in that white diamond light, inviting Jesus with his gold, pure white, and speckles of gold, Christ light, to infuse you and to protect you, and and let that cosmic diamond just pop off all of that energy. So keep yourself pure and shielded in this week. But the real work or the challenge is refining your intention as a way of clearing and focusing your attention. So I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and have a beautiful, beautiful week.